Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. Just going to go through a quick weather update and other maps. So just keeping track of where the frost is hitting, if there's frost, and so far there hasn't been any significant frost in Western Canada that I can see as of right now. So those long season crops are definitely going to have a benefit there. Growing degree days, kind of following the same kind of an area there as well. You can see we could probably have grown long season corn and soybeans in this whole dark green region. Soil moisture drought model is actually laying in a fair bit of dryness. So if there's going to be some fall fertilizer, there's some pockets that are going to have little to none. But we'll see if that continues on here. And here's a difference of soil moisture in millimeters as well. So you've got some starting to dry out in Manitoba, a little bit wetter than normal in Calgary east and south, and basically a good part of Alberta. So past 72 hours, and there's been probably no action of harvest in these areas. In the last 3 days, Manitoba did get a little bit of rain, and you can see some scattering in parts of Alberta as well, and that's really putting some delays on the actual harvest progress. There's maybe an area in here that I would call it northwestern or northeastern Saskatchewan that did get a little bit of maybe a break. But when you look at the whole 7 days, Saskatchewan got covered, and Manitoba did as well, and lots of parts of Alberta. So whether you got enough time in there to be able to get any harvest done, I think harvest progress is probably going to have slowed down this past week, especially in Western Canada. You can see here that the 10-day forecast looking forward looks a little bit drier, so hopefully we can get there a little bit more harvest done this coming week. Looks like we've got some good temperatures coming at us as well, and you can see it's still dry in the Brazil, but getting wet in the northern part of Argentina though, and dry over in your Ukraine, Russia area. Here I've just put a as far out as I can. So it's basically 2 week forecast, and there's starting to be a little bit of moisture showing up in some of the Brazilian areas. So you could actually have a commencement of planting going on there. The dryness in Ukraine and Western Russia is still quite dry. There's very little rain in the forecast. Whether they will move on with planting, they still have a little wider window than we do in Canada, of course. So what's in the news? One of the first headlines I come across is the Indian monsoon. It's beginning to retreat, but some of the notable things on here is how much these monsoons are counted or applied to how much production they get. So 70% of all production is counting on this monsoon regions in India, and looks like it's going to last a week longer. So they should have enough moisture. Palm, fourth day in a row where it's been up as well, and we'll see that in the charts in a bit here as well. So just as overall markets, canola is up just shy of $6. So rapeseed is up closer to 9. Soybean oil is up a half a penny. Palm oil is up 32 ringgits. Crude oil is up again, at 71.39. Soybeans up 12.5, and your wheats are all up as well, and the Canadian dollar up. So here's the canola. Just I put a trend line on here to see if we can maintain this trend line, which would be nice. But we are above the 20-day moving average and getting right at that 61.8 retracement value. So if we can get above that, we'll could have a shot at that 604 range. And this other line here is actually your 32.8 or 38.2 on the downward move of retracement. So we would have to get to 640, like some people are mentioning as upside targets to sell. Rapeseed, put the trend line on here as well. So you would be looking, to get into this 78.6 on the upward move on the short term, and then longer term down move 61.8. So you have to get to 470 to have some support there. The European rapeseed minus price in Canadian dollars minus rapeseed price, we're at 116 as of when I put this, and I put a trend line on here just to see if we ever break through there. That could mean that we could get maybe a little bit closer to parity. I still think $80 to $60 is probably fair value to get it over there. Soybean oil, same kind of a trend line. I didn't draw it in here, but if we can get that kind of a trend line and continue, but you can see that there's some convergence of the short-term market move up and your long-term market move down right at this 41. Like to get to 42, and then we can see if that's going to be supportive for all the other oil seeds. So soybean has got a flatter curve and or flatter trend line, but it's still on the upward. We need to get above this 23.6 retracement value. Very steep curve on the palm oil, so don't expect to hold it. It'll probably break down unless there's some deeper long-term story in there, but it basically have to get way up in these ranges, and if we had a longer-term chart, it's even higher than that. Crude oil, this has been a pretty long drawn up, but we're right at the 38.2 retracement, so 71.27 is our level where we need to beat it to get above. And your Canadian dollar actually trending slightly up in this trend here, but we're trading right at the 73.8 retracement value, and need to stick it there to be able to get a chance to get there. My thoughts would be better if we went that direction, but we'll see. It might be, if we get to these kind of levels, we'll be probably looking at clearing some of the U.S. traded stuff on the brokerage accounts and stuff like that. So wheat, not as good a story because we broke our trend line a long time ago. You would have to put some ugly sort of thing in here. But what I do want to note is that you got your 20-day and your 50-day trading rate at it. So hopefully we can hold and maybe get above there. And it's the same for the hard red winter. Same kind of story for the moving averages. Here's your milling wheat in Europe. Same kind of story. And your Chicago wheat. Here's corn, trading sideways basically here as well. And oats actually has a better story. Hopefully we can get above this high that we made a couple weeks ago. We broke that trend, but we can maybe make it a run to, maybe 410. September 30th is the next U.S. stocks report, and we'll chat later.